Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You get a surf session today?
Get a little surf session this morning. It was shit. Should have probably just skipped it, but it's always good to bathe in the refreshing waters of Lake Minnetonka.
What's that temp at these days?
In the water?
Yeah.
I bet you it's
70?
low 70s, high. It's probably low 70s because it's been hot.
It's about as warm as it'll get.
Yeah, because it's still been hot here lately, and we haven't really gotten those we haven't really gotten any of those even cold nights yet. So yeah, I would imagine it's low 70s. I was in a spring suit, so like short legged wetsuit, and yeah, I'm gonna go to San Diego for shows tonight and tomorrow. I'll probably just bring board shorts and like a rash guard.
You see any sharks lately?
No sharks.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of shark videos.
Yeah.
It's just that Malibu artist. It's in my feed.
The person who like shoots off the pier and stuff like that.
The drone guy.
Yeah.
Out in California. Out by you.
I avoid those. In fact, I block them a lot. I don't want to know.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. I should probably just shut my mouth right now.
Yeah. No, it's all good. People send it to me all the time, and I'm like, that's not why.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty, like, in a weird way, it gives me comfort. I know that sounds crazy, like about going to the
because you're
ocean.
like, they've always been there, and like they don't fuck with us.
Yeah, and then you see this guy's, I think his name's Malibu artist, and you're like, wow. This is it definitely has made me wonder after living out there all those years. And I'm not a surfer like you, obviously, but just like still in the ocean a lot. It's like, how often was I near something?
Yeah.
But it's like big old sharks out there.
Yeah.
I didn't even do Shark Week this year.
Well, they say, especially here, and I know it's different in South Africa or Australia or wherever, or Hawaii and shit like that. But they say here, even on the East Coast, Northeast Coast, I should say, Florida gets weird because there's all kinds of different sharks down there. But here, basically the places I surf here and on the East Coast, that like you're not getting attacked by a full-grown shark because a full-grown shark knows better than to think they don't want to eat you.
It's juvenile.
Yeah, so it's a juvenile. Not that's you're still getting bit by a shark.
We're not talking about the rapper. If juvenile attacks you while you're surfing,
yeah,
he's got those gold teeth, man.
Yeah.
Prano's like, I don't even know what you're talking about because it's Southern rap. I did not follow juvenile.
Not a ton. That's for
the
sure.
Hot Boys.
The Hot Boys.
I mean, he's part of them.
Yeah.
Could you name the Hot Boys?
No way.
You can name them. You can't name. How many Hot Boys can you name?
How many Hot Boys were there?
Was there 4?
Was Exhibit in the Hot Boys?
No.
I have no idea.
There's 4 of them.
Would I know a Hot Boys song? Or were they just guys who put out their own shit, but they were like a group of people called the Hot Boys?
Well, you would know some of their individual songs. I bet.
That's what I was going to say. But were they also a group that put out albums together?
Yeah. That's how I started, man.
No, I don't.
97. So it's Juvenile.
Master P?
No, close though. It's same city, New Orleans. Juvenile, Lil Wayne.
Wow, I didn't know that.
BG, and Turk. Now BG had the Bling Bling song.
Yeah.
which was real big when he was. They still make my they
And
put up three.
there was a fourth or just three?
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with him. Turk.
Okay.
They put out 3 albums.
No Keikos.
No.
Okay. Lil Wayne, I mean the breakout. Lil Wayne, the Justin Timberlake of the Hot Boys.
Oh yeah.
I was never like a Lil Wayne like super fan or anything, but like I had a bunch of Lil Wayne albums just because like you had to. And I love a lot of Lil Wayne stuff, but didn't know Lil Wayne's backstory.
Bro, he's like let me pull this up. Let me pull up this album. You're gonna die. Because I remember this in my buddy's car. And you're like, who's the little dude? Because they're all in like army camo fatigues as far as the headbands. Here it is. You're like, who's the little dude?
Yeah.
That's Lil Wayne. Look at him.
It's amazing.
Like young Lil Wayne. I wonder if he was boning chicks already at that point.
For sure. He's like, this is my album cover.
Get it how you live. Oh yeah. I was rocking the Hot Boys the other day, actually. One of their songs. Yeah, speaking of New Orleans, I think they're on track to fight for that number 1 pick, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be a battle this year, I think.
They're gonna be in the mix for sure.
Are your Mets gonna be in the mix? What's happening? Talk to me. I haven't followed baseball, and then I realized I saw something that like the Reds are only a game and a half. I was like, the Reds are a game and a half back again?
Yeah. But are the Reds the first team out right now?
Reds and Giants tied.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Mets have
6 in a row, 7 in a row.
Yeah. Meltdown City.
Again.
They lost the 2. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's a combo of things, but I think it's just what's amazing is one of the guys that got at the trade deadline in Helsley has blown like fucking 7 games since he got here. And then they've brought up a bunch of young pitchers. So the thought process is, and I don't necessarily subscribe to it because we talk about rookie quarterbacks on the road in the playoffs all the time and shit like that. But it's hard to say, oh, the 26-year-old or the 25-year-old pitcher who has 3 games of big league experience is going to be fine come the playoffs. But because they've had so many pitching injuries, they brought up 3 young starters. And so the idea is, well, if we make it to the playoffs, at least we have beefed up the rotation a little bit with just arms, because Senga got hurt, then Senga came back, hasn't been right since. Minaya got hurt, Minaya came back, hasn't been right quite since. Clay Holmes hit a spot in the season, I think in July, where he had pitched more innings than he'd pitched in his big league career. So he hit a wall. Montas was bad, injured, gone probably the rest of the season. So just the pitching kind of fell apart physically and emotionally in some sense. And now you've got a couple kids coming up. The one kid, Nolan McLean, has been insane. He's only lost 1 game, and even in that game, he only gave up a run. But the other 2 kids, it's like, there's going to be a learning curve of being big leaguers. But listen, if you told me it's the same as anything. If you told me at the beginning of the season, you'd be in mid-September, you'll have a 2-game lead on, or 1.5 game lead on a wild card spot, that you're in the playoffs, you're not chasing anybody. I'm like, I always take it. I'll always take in advance. But it's been a meltdown, and they went into Philly having owned Philly the whole year, and they just get swept. And now you're in a situation, this is baseball in a nutshell, but you're in a situation where all of a sudden your pitching is struggling, and then the hitters start pressing. Now that no one's fucking hitting, they score 4 runs yesterday, then they go cold and they don't get a hit the rest of the goddamn game. Hang on. They got to be that cat hanging in there, the old hanging in there poster. And then, make the tournament and anything can happen. But it's not good because they've had one of the worst records in baseball since like mid-July or something, or early July.
So they've played 147 games, so they got 15 left.
Yep.
This is like total crunch time, man.
Yeah.
How's their schedule play out?
No, it's not terrible. But they got the Rangers coming to town. Jacob deGrom's going to pitch. Not the guy I'd want to see coming back to Citi Field after all that shit when you need a couple wins. They've got the Rangers. And listen, at this point, you just got to win series. They've got the Rangers at home. Then they got the Padres at home. The Padres have fucking owned the Mets the last couple of years. So you got to just try to get that. And then it calms down a little. You got Nationals, Cubs, Marlins to end the year. Obviously, the Cubs have are playing great baseball this year and whatever. But when I say, the Padres have owned the Mets last couple of years, the Mets historically, and this goes back, to my childhood, but whenever the Mets have fairly good teams, and obviously there's no consistency. Keith Hernandez's 87 baseball career doesn't have any effect on Pete Alonso's 2025, but the Mets always play well in Chicago for some reason. So yeah, you just gotta hang on, get in there. Listen, if the Mets play horrible for the next week and then finish, they sweep the Marlins to get into the playoffs. If you just win your last 3 games and squeak in by a half game, that could be fine. You know what I mean? It's like go into the playoffs feeling somewhat good about yourself and just make it in. But it's a nightmare to be a New York Football Giants fan right now, to have Russell Wilson under center, to have Pablo Torre sniffing around Jalen Brunson. Did they circumvent the salary cap to get Jalen Brunson? And to have the Mets trying to choke away their season. Not good. That's why you get in the water and surf even when the waves aren't great.
Is he sniffing around the Jalen Brunson thing?
Supposedly, after the Kawhi thing, a lot of people were like, Jalen Brunson next. And he replied to a couple of people like on it, like, which is hilarious. The hilarious thing with the Jalen Brunson deal, and you could say whatever you want about the second, the extension he signed where he gave up $100 million. When he signed the first deal, everyone said it was a horrible deal. Everyone said it was a gross overpay. So the idea that they circumvented the salary cap and grossly overpaid for Jalen Brunson is kind of hilarious. Now, on the second one, here's the difference between, and I'm not saying they didn't, by the way, but here's the difference between Jalen Brunson and Kawhi Leonard, the New York Knicks, and the Los Angeles Clippers. If Jalen Brunson signed a sponsorship, a spokesperson deal in New York, that company's getting value out of Jalen Brunson being their spokesperson. When you sign Kawhi Leonard, who has never spoken publicly in his entire life, yeah, it's pretty good. Who's never spoken publicly in his entire life, to deal with a company that isn't ever going to do any sort of advertising.
A tree company?
What's that?
Wasn't like a tree company?
It wasn't even a tree company. It was basically, did you listen to the Pablo Torre thing?
I didn't, but I saw it.
Yeah. It was basically a carbon footprint, like revitalization company. Like if you're somebody who has a carbon footprint, then you pay them to plant trees in your name to offset your carbon footprint. But you pay them $1 a tree, even though it costs 20 cents to plant a tree, and that there's other companies do this, but then they credit you. So if you give them, let's say you do whatever, you're Taylor Swift, or you're the fucking owner of the Red Sox, or you're fucking whatever, and you're like, oh, we do this, and then you give them $2 million and they plant 2 million trees, you're like, it's a tax write-off, and you go, look, I just offset $2 million worth of carbon footprint. I'm a good person, even though that's not how the environment works. The environment's not like, oh, it's fine. Well, then I guess you didn't fly in that plane.
So do we think I don't think anything's gonna actually happen to the Clippers.
It's when you listen to it, it's pretty damning. The reason something might not happen is because it was a well thought out circumventing of the thing. Like they did it. They
for sure. No, I didn't listen, but I saw enough. I read enough on it that they did it.
They did it, but they probably covered their asses sufficiently.
It makes you wonder how much of this has actually happened or is going on before.
A lot. But then again, you look at guys, we talk about it in sports all the time. Obviously, this is very likely to happen in I would imagine this happens in football even more than it happens in basketball.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because in basketball, when you talk about the great players in the NBA, they're all signing. It's like max deal, max extension, max deal, max extension. That's why it's newsworthy when anybody doesn't do it. They're like, huh. Also, Jalen Brunson didn't sign a max extension. So did they circumvent this? That's like basically that's the only tip off you need that somebody did it is if they don't sign a max extension. Meanwhile, in the NFL, there is no max number, but there is a cap.
When that all came out, I was like, oh, this is interesting because you would think, like, I would have thought of that before. Like, it's really not that hard of a thing to do. But it makes sense. I'm going to play the clip that we played before the show. Adam Silver, this made some headlines this week because he was responding to a reporter's question about how it's very expensive to stream and watch all the NBA games. And it's kind of, I got it as loud as it can be, guys. It's kind of soft because he's, a soft-spoken guy, but this was Adam Silver's response to people trying to watch NBA games.
There's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based that consumers can consume.
So his response to people consuming was that it's a highlight based sport, and I saw this from a CBS reporter, like a young guy who had posted this. He quote posted it, and I thought he wrote a great kind of rebuttal. He said, this is a red flag on so many levels. It's from Sam Quinn. The games are so much more than highlights. This is like saying you only need to watch a movie's trailer. But more importantly, sports are supposed to be accessible, entertained for the masses. It's very sad that's very quickly and sadly changing.
Listen, I'm going to make this commitment to you right now. We are not going to talk about the ludicrous, conversation that essentially now, again, everybody abandons at their leisure when it suits them, the link between sports and politics and the politicization of sports. But here's the deal, and I have stood by this when we talk about all of these different things. If you take public money for any aspect of any part of your league ever, then some of that has to be accessible. You need to have there needs to be some letter of the law portion of your game that is on a my TV plugs into the wall HD antenna service. If 14% of your stadiums are paid for with public money, or if 14% of the monies it takes to build stadiums, then that needs to be matched by 14% of games, each team's games, or each whatever. Hey, do it on a team by team basis too. Did you pay? Did 100% of your games come via, or your stadium come via public money? Then I want to see those games. The NBA needs to make money. We need to have capitalism to support these leagues. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to have games on Netflix or games on Amazon Prime if you're the NFL, or games on whatever. But the NBA saying, we don't give a shit whether or not you can or can't watch our games is absurd. And in my opinion, a violation of then taking money from people. Do a deal with NBC. And I know that that's upon us. We have NBC, we have an NBA on NBC deal. And that's different than a Peacock deal. A Peacock deal, you need to fucking sign up for. An NBC deal, you plug your TV into the wall. And that's part of the deal with television in general. There needs to be, if you're going to use it to share important information, it needs to be able to have people just tune into it. I just don't think that you're treating your audience with respect at all to say, if you want it, pay for it, but also pay for us to play it. You have no say in whether or not you give us your money, but also if you want to see it, give us more money.
So Mark Cuban responded to this on his Twitter, and I tend to agree. I guarantee he's right. Adam definitely whiffed on this one, but I can tell you that unless a lot has changed in the last 20 months, I assume since he gave up his full ownership, he is one of the few people standing up for fans in a room where a lot of owners are not.
And that's something that you need to always remember about these commissioners. And I feel like sometimes we're the only show that tells people this. And I think it's part of the system that these leagues create. They hire these guys to take their shrapnel. And I'm certain that they pay these networks, ESPN, Fox Sports, whoever, to treat them as such. Oh, you have a problem? Yell at Goodell. Not enough people on the network say, Adam Silver's job is to go up there and say something he doesn't agree with that the old owners told him to say.
Yeah, well, it makes me wonder that he would say this. It makes me wonder if like a Roger Goodell feels the same way. Right. He's just like, look, we all know, I mean, you and I talk about this all the time, the amount of people who like think they know the game because they watch highlights.
Yeah.
It's like, we all know all those same platforms he just said, the same way everybody's going to be consuming the NFL. So, I mean,
then you have baseball who's like, you're not allowed to put our shit on there.
I think that they stopped doing that though.
Yeah, but fucking recently.
That's such
they stopped suing the pitching ninja like fucking 8 days ago.
So weird, man. It's like the worst marketing ever. Like, oh, people putting your stuff out for free. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, I do wonder. I bet the NFL loves it the same way. Like, just take like last night. It's like you and I are gonna watch these Thursday night games. I don't know, who knows how many people were actually watching it on like an Amazon Prime or something. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, look,
Let me tell you something. I still have an issue with my mailman. And yesterday, I realized, so my wife figured out when she made her way into the Amazon app. She went deep into the Amazon app where there is a setting somewhere that she was able to find that I have yet to be able to find, where you can say, I don't want my packages delivered USPS. You use an Amazon truck, use UPS, use whatever, but like don't ever use US Postal Service for my packages. You can set that. I went in there and I went to try to find it, and I find my way to the help section. And when I say that yesterday in the Amazon help section, they assume, based on the look when you're in there, they assume you are there for the sole purpose of trying to figure out how to watch Thursday NFL. It's literally like, are you here to try to fucking watch Packers, Washington on Amazon Prime? And I was like, no. And I try to like go to the thing, and they're like, are you sure you're not here because you're really trying to watch the Packers? And I'm like, nope. I know how to use Amazon Prime on my TV. Just need to get my cunt mailman to deliver my fucking mail. So that is a great example of like, there are people who want to watch it. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be games on Amazon Prime. I'm all for it. I'm just saying you're taking the older portion of the population. You're taking people who don't have Prime. You're taking people who are whatever, who are struggling to figure out how to watch the NFL so much on Thursday night that it's the very first thing that happens when you open the Amazon app. Let us help you try to figure out how to do this, because you can't. And it is, I think you can have a game behind a paywall. You can have games on Netflix or whatever, but it goes back to the original point. You need a certain amount of your games to be easily and wholly accessible, in my opinion, for the betterment of your game, for the growth of your games, to keep your games popular, but also because you take public's money and therefore you have to make your games public.
Well, I mean, I think that's a little more complicated, right?
Sure. It's very complicated. And it's things that people should think about when they do it. But these rich owners are like, no, the taxpayer should have to pay it, and then we should be able to charge for it. What are you talking about? What am I supposed to do? Spend my own money?
Are you talking about relating to accepting money for the stadiums?
Yeah. Listen, if a team builds a new stadium,
But isn't that just the stadium versus the actual game?
Right, but I'm saying in a city where you're building a stadium, a lot of these stadiums, especially baseball stadiums, what are baseball stadiums getting built for except baseball? We're not talking about, and then the Olympics are going to come, and then blah, blah, blah. You could be a non-sports fan and you pay for it.
Yeah.
So the idea that you then go, all right, I don't even care for this fucking team, but they're taking money out of my pocket. All right. So let me see, what's this team about that I just paid for? And they're like, I don't know. Why don't you sign up for Amazon Prime and find out? And you're like, motherfucker. Which, listen, super easy solution if you want to, if you don't want to be held accountable for this. Just pay for your own stadium. You're a billionaire. Pay for your own stadium, and then sell it. You want to go full capitalist, and then sell a sponsorship deal. Put that money in your pocket. Like, I'm not saying you have to use public money to buy your stadiums. I'm certainly not saying that.
Yeah. It's more and more cities are kind of, at least the voters, if it's put to a vote, are kind of wising up on this shit finally.
Well,
like,
because also as the internet, gives you more information
For
and whatever.
sure.
You start learning, oh, and now we're going to do a backdoor deal with this fucking guy's friendly construction company. Oh,
Yeah,
Jerry
it's
Jones
mob,
owns
mob.
the construction company that's building the stadium that the public's going to pay for. That's again.
Yeah, it's a mafia.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And ultimately, you know, Adam Silver's also saying, without saying it, it's like, look how many millions of followers we have on those platforms. Like, we are getting the game out there, truthfully.
You think his sponsors want to hear that?
They don't want to hear that, no.
They want to hear, never watch any of our commercials. Just
Yeah.
watch highlights of the game.
Yeah, that was a major fuck up. I didn't even think about that for the sponsors.
You don't need to watch. You don't need to watch these whole games. You can watch the whole game in a minute and 14 seconds. Steph Curry hit a bunch of threes. Warriors won. Come back and check in on them tomorrow.
Dude, speaking of watching the game, I was so tired. I've been tired lately. I fell asleep in the second quarter last night. Packers game, basically slept most of the second quarter. Was first quarter, second half. But god damn, they look good, huh? Like, dude. Like they beat
through 3 total games. I feel great about a Bills-Packers prediction.
Well, I mean, in 2 games, they whooped ass, dominated the team that won 15 games last year. Then the team that made it to the NFC, none of these games were really even close.
No, they fucking locked them down last night. And
yeah, I forget, did I pick the Packers to win the Super Bowl or just make it?
I think you picked the Packers
to win.
I think you picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl.
Beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. I enjoyed that game last night while I enjoyed Chili's wings for the first time in my life. You want to talk about a fucking scam of all scams. I need to talk about this corporate scammery. So yesterday, my buddy Sam's here. Charlotte's here. I'm like, what are we doing for dinner? And they're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't care, but there's football on. And she goes, I could go for some wings. And Sam goes, let's get Wingstop. And I go, I've never had Wingstop.
You've never had Wingstop? Interesting.
We've talked about this before.
That's right.
I've never had Wingstop. And I was like, I asked Sam, I go, how is Wingstop? He goes, it's good. It's good. I go, put it up against Buffalo Wild Wings for me. And he's like, I think it's better. And I was like, oh, interesting. I was like, I like Buffalo Wild Wings. But I was like, I'm not really feeling. I was like, I just don't think I want the corporate. I don't think I want the chain restaurant wing tonight. I was like, if we're going to go wings, let's just get on Grubhub. Free on Amazon, by the way. We'll say this is a whole other Amazon thing. Let's get on Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever. Let's just find a local wing spot and order from there. I trust a local wing spot sight unseen. I trust a wing spot I've never eaten from more than I trust Wingstop, because I know Wingstop's shit has been frozen for years, and bottled sauces that have, God knows what, red dye 5 and this and that. I'm just like, I don't care what it is. I'll always trust a mom. Now, listen, I know I'm taking a chance. The mom and pop shop might suck, but I know what I'm going to get from the corporate wing spot. I know what I'm going to get essentially from Buffalo Wild Wings. I know what I'm going to get from Wingstop. I was like, I don't want to go that route tonight. Let's not go that route. So we go on, and I was like, oh, look at this. This thing's got a pretty good deal. It's called Just Wings. And they got a pretty good deal. They got some boneless options. They got a bunch of different flavors. All right. Just Wings. It's apparently a wing shop that's right here that just does wings. Got some options. We order it. Shows up. It's Chili's.
I don't even understand.
Right.
I don't even understand.
Chili's knows that people like me don't want Chili's. And they're like, well, let's just have a second thing that we just call Just Wings, where we send you Chili's and we dupe you into really eating Chili's.
But
Yeah. Timmy's Taco Shop, Taco Bell.
How is that legal?
It shouldn't be. Listen, they were fine, but they were exactly what I was trying to avoid. They were fine. They weren't Buffalo Wild Wings. They were fine. I wasn't like, these are gross, but I was like, they're just chain restaurant wings.
Yeah.
And I didn't want chain restaurant wings. I wanted a wing that is dropped in a fryer that, isn't just churning and burning fucking frozen wings all day. How do you do that?
I just don't understand how Chili's would show up. And if I'm going Chili's, I couldn't tell us time I've been at Chili's, but they got those deals for $10.99. I'm going the $10.99 deal.
I've never had Chili's. I just had Chili's for the first time in my whole life. That was my first ever Chili's experience. I got Chili's fucking backdoored.
Yeah, you did.
And again, they were fine. But I'm just like, how is that legal?
Is this what it's called? You finally found the ghost kitchen scam.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, I know about that's a whole other thing. But the ghost kitchen, the corporate restaurant ghost kitchen is wild. I don't mind a ghost kitchen. I'll be honest. I don't mind that there's like a fucking spot somewhere where people are cooking up bullshit, and the taco place that I found online is the same as the banh mi place, is the same as the whatever, and it's just a guy in there who served. Great. That's fine. I am aware that when you order on Uber Eats, you might get scammed that way.
Yeah.
But I also know who knows what's going to show up.
Well, I'll tell you this much.
I was going devil I don't know. I'd rather devil I don't know than devil I do. To get Chili's, why don't you just be Chili's?
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. If you go on MillerLite.com/dirty sports,
that's right.
Miller Lite is showing up to your house.
That's right.
Not another brand, not some microbrewery, not a kit showing you how to brew beer at your house.
I'd honestly argue this is the only version where this would work too. This is the only version where the thing would work. Like, let's say you went on and you're like, oh, have you heard about this Winini Brewery? I'm going to get an 18-pack of their Pilsner. And then Miller Lite showed up. You're like, fuck, you know what? You're probably right. This is better.
Yeah.
But Chili's showing up. How dare you? Now, thankfully, Andy, I had a bunch of Miller Lite and nothing. Well, if you got a mediocre wing, wash down with Miller Lite.
Yeah, it's gonna offset it.
I was just like, here we go.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you got, as the kids say, mid food, right?
Yeah.
Mid-level.
Just wash it down with elite Pilsners.
Yeah. Like I said, you're raising that score. Elite, mid, you're gonna raise it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be much better with that cold. The beer and the wings is a good combo too, by the way.
Here's the other aspect
Underrated.
of it. Like, because I don't know what chili, if you were like, if you tried to ghost kitchen me beer, I would spot it. Let's say I went on and they were like, oh, Timmy's beer shop. And then they're like, we're going to send the original light beer. I'd be like, oh, they're telling me without telling me that they're going to send Miller Lite. Because Miller Lite, that's the great part about Miller Lite. Miller Lite, the original light beer. if they went, what is it, 3.2 carbs,
Per 12
96
ounces.
calories, and
Yeah.
if that was in the description, I'd be like, I know Miller Lite when I see it.
Yeah.
So I'd still sign up for that because that's all I want to show up when I order beer on one of these deliveries. But if you want to avoid this whole thing entirely, MillerLite.com/dirty sports. You know exactly what you're getting.
Exactly. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Like Prano said, go to MillerLite.com/dirty sports to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. And the Miller
that was the other thing with it, Andy, is like, let's say I had gone to Just Wings and they were like, oh, you want that Asian zing? I'd been like, oh, you're sending me Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
But they were just like, you want honey chipotle? You want whatever? And I was like, yeah, I guess. I don't even know Chili's enough to know it was going to be Chili's. I think people who go to Chili's are probably like, oh, skillet chocolate chip cookie, that's Chili's.
Yeah, well, I assume the Miller Lights were flowing in the Green Bay area last night, close by the home base, Milwaukee. A lot of good things to be, to go back to that game. A lot of good things to be said on the Packers. I
mean, they did lose a receiver.
Yeah.
I think a broken collarbone. I would imagine that's not a full season. I mean,
no,
that's 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
But Jordan Love, am I correct in this? I don't think he's had a turnover this year so far. And the defense
looks great. The defense looks great. They have a running back. They have receivers he gets along with. They're going to be tough to beat.
They're going to be tough out. And I was looking, their schedule. Now they started with two home games. So I think they said last night. I'm going to pull up. I think they said last night.
They play one home game between weeks 3 and 8, and it's against the Bengals, I believe.
Yeah. That is correct. But to me, listen to these games. At Browns, at Cowboys, they're going to be favorites. Home against the Bengals, favorites. These aren't the worst away games.
Yeah.
At Browns, at Cowboys, at Cardinals, at Steelers. The Steelers one should be a fun one. That's a Sunday night one.
Ooh, little Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I love that Aaron Rodgers says revenge against everybody at this point. It's like revenge against the Jets, revenge against the Packers, revenge against
Pfizer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Revenge against the shaman that did him wrong in Costa Rica. I'll tell you what, though. Micah Parsons.
The Rams, it's Jimmy Kimmel's team coming at you. Cowboys, it's cousin Sal. Let's go. Fucking revenge game.
Oh yeah, he's got all the revenge games. But dude, they're just getting like Micah warmed up too. Like he's already a force on that defense, and he basically just got there. I don't know how I felt about the all white uniforms though.
I liked them.
You like them?
I don't. Their regular uniforms are so great, but as far as alts go, I like them.
Well, you figured they whooped the Lions. We all saw what happened to the Bears. I'm gonna jump into a call about the Bears. Okay. I saw. Did I pull this graphic for the show? Oh yeah, this is wild, dude. I saw this. Was this Monday night during the game? Here's your passing yards and passing TDs in the 2020 decade. Tom Brady has more passing yards and more passing touchdowns than the entire Bears quarterback, all the Bears quarterbacks combined. Tom Brady retired
in 2022.
After 2022.
You still got MillerLite.com/dirty sports on the screen, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
That's why it's covering the we know it was sent September 9th.
Okay.
Never forget. Okay. I mean, that's an insane stat, man. That they've thrown 1,400 less passing yards and about 20 less touchdowns, and Brady hasn't played. So we have the third year without Brady in the NFL. So we got a call. We got a call from a disgruntled Bears fan, probably after the Monday Night Football game.
Andy, how do you do it? Ryan Heinrich calling in, and I want to say I'm in your corner with the Bengals stuff. I believe you're not a fan anymore, and I support it. I want to know how long it took, like from deciding to not be a fan till now, for you to straight up not care anymore. I'm ready to give up on the Bears. About ready. I called in a few years ago saying I'd give up on them if they don't win a playoff game by the time I'm 30. You just turned 28, and after what I saw on Monday, I'm not sure that's going to happen. It might seem like an overreaction, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like, oh, Caleb Williams sucks, I'm out on him. Certainly didn't make me feel great about him. We all understand. You know, the players change, the fucking coaches change, but for 15 fucking years, I've seen the same incompetent offense that never figures it out. Same dumbass coaching decisions. You know, like, hey man, maybe if you get field goals on fourth down, you'd be going to OT instead of getting 2 scores in a minute. But yeah, how long did it take you to stop caring? And was there truly no party that was rooting for them in the Super Bowl? Condoms are for Chicago. And
yeah, very disgruntled over there.
Bears fans down bad. That was a rough one on Monday, huh?
They had complete control of that game when they were up 17-6 in the second half.
Crazy.
Complete control. And then they just let the rookie, they let just JJ McCarthy just beat him. You know, I'm pulling it up right now. I guess I didn't realize how bad they've been.
He also said 15 years. I'm like,
it's true. So
yeah,
2010, they lost the conference championship game. They have made the playoffs twice.
Yeah, but also pretty flash in the pan. The 2010, like they're like, I would argue
it hadn't made the playoffs before that since the Super Bowl loss.
Right, and even that. Remember that Super Bowl? That was the Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton year
where
their offense was terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Like I'd argue.
I think it was all Rex.
I'd argue the Bears have essentially never had an offense.
It's insane. I mean, look, they've only made 6 playoff appearances. Oh, here's a stat for you. This is insane. The Bears have made 6 playoff appearances since 1995.
That's crazy.
Dude, 30 years. They've made 6 playoff appearances.
By the way, the Packers have generally been pretty good. The Lions have been a dumpster fire. And the Vikings have been hit and miss since 1995.
That's true.
It's not like you're in the, you know,
Patriots and AFC East.
Yeah. But or forget that. Forget the Patriots NFC East. We're talking it's not like you're in the NFC East where like teams, you know, up and down. Oh, this team's good this year, this team's good that year, or you're in the AFC North where it's like, God damn, man, you look at the history of the AFC North just in like Steelers, Ravens, like you look at you can look around the league at some of these divisions where it's like since then the Packers are the only team that's been consistently good.
It's true.
The Lions have a nice little flurry here at the end, but the Lions have majority of the time been a dumpster fire. So you're essentially getting 2 free wins every year.
Basically since the mid 80s, dude. You know, the mid 80s, they had a good streak under the defense of about 6 years. Yeah, it's crazy. That was classic Bears loss too. That was classic. They're in control.
At home.
Against a rookie QB. You got a pick 6 off him.
And I saw, and listen, I'm not saying every Vikings fan, but I'm friends with a few Vikings fans were down bad in that game. Oh, fuck. This is fucking this is our quarterback. It's like, bro, the Bears being the Bears. The NFL from week to week, like I'm not saying the Vikings lose that game, their season's over, whatever. But that the Vikings coming back and winning that game,
Oh, that's huge for a rookie QB.
huge.
Especially after the pick 6 in the first half. I mean, that's huge to win like that. And what the hell was going on with the kicking? Like I've never like, you know, and it's Johnson's first game as the head coach, but he said he told him to kick it. Just were you watching Peyton Manning at all?
Yeah.
And I loved because they were kind of discussing it out loud, like trying to. And Peyton kept because he's like, it sounds crazy, but he was right. He kept saying, "Why would you not just kick it out of bounds?
Yeah.
Give him the ball in the 40. Who cares? You're just going to run the ball. You need to save as much clock as you can. Just kick it right out of bounds." It's like you got this young QB, and then you got the hot stud offensive coordinator. It's just like the stink of Chicago. But to answer your question, it's a good question. We discussed this recently, dude. You know, ownership. I don't know the Bear situation as well, but we've seen it. Look at Washington, new owner. Suddenly they're good. Like you see it all the time. You can give up on them if you're like until they. But that's a family name. It's the same problem. You're like, are they ever going to change?
That's you look at the situation with the Mets right now. Everybody's like same old Mets, and it's like whether or not the Mets make the playoffs or the Mets collapse or whatever, it's not same old Mets.
Yeah,
totally different feeling. You go to the fucking ballpark. It's a totally different feeling to get Juan Soto. It's a total. You look at the when we had Nate Craig on, I talked about it. The Brewers are still thriving off of the David Stearns, system of players. Like the ownership of the Mets changing gives me hope that regardless of what happens, we're going to be okay long term. And there's too many sports franchises where you can just feel like, oh, they're happy to just like make the money and not care at all.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you watching Bears games? The highlights are on Twitter. Just get the fuck out of here. Who cares?
I mean, again, it's the same family name. It's a problem. I think I said I gave up after that Andy Dalton playoff meltdown, but I think I think if we went back to the tape, I wish we had tape of it when we were shout out to Rabble when we were calling that Bengals Steelers playoff game, the epic Bengals meltdown with AJ McCarron when AJ McCarron was going against Big Ben and the Bengals scored to take the lead, and that this is probably where the CTE might have started there for Antonio Brown, that play on Perfect, and that like it might have been that because you said I was just like losing my mind and I was like almost blacking out.
Yeah. Because
like deep down I still wanted them to win. And it was like after that.
Where did we watch it? At your place? And
yeah, I don't even remember. I was standing up and you were like, dude, you want them to win. I was like screaming. Like, you're so mad. Because you're mad. Because like you only would be that mad if you cared. And they melted down. By the way, that is a great one to go back and watch the last 2 minutes. If you guys want to see like an epic just meltdown of a game, a major loss, like epic choke job.
You got listen.
So he's 28. Here's
what I would say to Brian. You don't want to bail on a team that might have a
quarterback. Yeah.
Right. That might have a young, great quarterback. Yeah. But you got the new coach. You're in year 2.
Give it a couple years.
I would say give it this year.
Okay.
I mean, if you win 3 games and Caleb Williams is a bottom 5 quarterback, I think you could safely move on. But if Caleb Williams finishes top 10 in passing stats and you guys win 8, you go 8-9, you're going to want to stick around.
But I mean, look, they've talked about there is a Bears quarterback curse going on there.
Sure.
I mean, we just saw the stats. So there's that in play. It does suck though. Again, you're in division now. It's like, the Packers are looking good. They got a young QB. We don't know what's going to happen with Minnesota. We all know Detroit has been good the last couple of years. Maybe they do. I know Soldier Field is cool, and I love that it's right by the lake. Maybe they need to move to a new stadium out in the burbs, and I think that's what they're planning. Like, I don't know. Maybe you need something else. I mean, there's only so many Refrigerator Perry highlights you can watch for that Super Bowl team. I mean,
have you watched The Bear?
The TV show?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So this is I'm going to stretch. I'm really going to stretch one here.
You can just say if I don't get it.
No, I'm going to really stretch one here. So in spoiler, are you planning on watching it anyway?
No.
Okay. So one of the big moments in the whole series is he gets locked in the refrigerator. I feel like this is the Bears curse. I feel like you are locked in the refrigerator highlights.
I love this. No, I like this.
You guys are you can't get out of the Refrigerator Perry Super Bowl.
No. Am I not wrong? Every time they talk about the Bears, they go back to the 85 Bears and they show the goddamn Refrigerator Perry rushing for did he do it in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It's like they show him. It's like, that was 1985.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's tough. What's tough in that situation again is you don't have a new owner where you're like, oh, maybe the ship can change here. Like maybe it can get righted, but like you're stuck in that same.
You're stuck in the refrigerator.
Yeah, the Hallis, McCaskey. It's just like you're just stuck with the same crap. I mean, she was technically the owner. I looked up, and they live forever. This is what I can't figure out about these owners.
They what?
They live forever. She was 102 when she died in February. She was 102. Mike Brown for the Bengals is 90. Jerry Jones is old. It's like these guys, these owners, they live forever. The Ford in Detroit, she lived forever. It's just, that's the problem. You guys they don't leave.
I'm not leaving.
Do we have an update on the picks?
Yes.
Where are they?
They're on Twitter, I think. I think you got tweeted them. You won 10-7.
I did? Where? Pulling up. Did I miss it? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Matt. I didn't see it.
And he says he's going to try to get them to us by Monday so we can recap on Monday's things.
Huh. Nice.
Jesus
little...
Christ.
Yeah, I'm going to start. I mean, look at my early games. Like, why am I not following this? Okay, I'm going to start. I told you, for my Pick 7 league, I'm going to start writing down. I'm going to keep track. It sucks. I got to start just going my gut. Last night, I was like, I think the Packers are going to cover this, which we forgot to pick that, but that's okay. Let's look at these games here. Let's go through it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I feel great. I made some money week 1 in the NFL. I made some money last night in the NFL. I listened to Bill Simmons and cousin Sal lot of times I don't listen to that until, later in the week. But this week I listened to it. I guess they had put it out basically Sunday night. So I had to drive down to do Jay Moore on Monday morning. I was like, oh, new episode of that. I picked the games along with them. They do guess the lines. And I literally nailed, I think I probably nailed 9 lines perfectly. So I'm feeling really good about my bookmaking skills right now. Let's see if I can continue making money.
That means you're screwed for this
I
week.
know.
Okay. We'll start off here Sunday with the 1 o'clock games, of course. We'll start off here in the Cincinnati area. Bengals hosting the Jags. Bengals are 3.5-point favorites. I'll go first. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I'm gonna take Jacksonville to cover.
Okay, I like it. Let's go. I'll
know
take Cincinnati. I think
knew you would.
Well, I just think Cincinnati. Here's the thing. I think the Bengals. You talk about the week 1 escaping. It so far the season to start has gone just that slightly different than it would in the past few years. So now I feel like we might get a Bengals early season.
Oh yeah, I think they win. I just think it's close.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take the Bengals to win and cover.
I think they start 2-0. And then Justin will be blowing up my
Well, no, that's what I was going to say though. I think cut to week 8, Bengals fans feel great, and then that's when it starts to unravel.
Well, like I said, I think we'll know pretty early. They got a pretty tough schedule after week 2 for like the next 5 weeks. So I think you'll know by week 8. All right, now to your squad. Giants at Cowboys. Russ is starting again. Dallas is 5.5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Giants as much as I don't want to.
I am not going to take the Giants. Dallas played surprisingly well.
They did.
In week 1. I think I'm likely to bet against the Giants every week until Russ is gone. And I'm not joking. We're talking about the 2 quarterbacks I hate. If this was a 5.5-point spread and they said it was Jameis, I'd take the Giants.
Interesting. Yeah, I see. Can the Giants get any points? That's what they need to do.
No, because Russ is going to throw for 39 yards in the first half.
Mr. Limited is first half limited. I'm going to regret that pick. I just know it. All right. We just talked about him. I'm going to, you're up, but Bears at Lions. Lions are 6.5-point favorites.
Bears at Lions.
Yeah.
I'll take the Lions to win and cover because the Lions losing the week 1 in the game and everybody's going to be like, oh, no. The Lions will calm not rightfully so, but everybody will calm down because they'll be like, we're at home and we fucking ran all over the Bears.
No, I think it's a good game. We're going to 3 straight different picks to start.
Wow. Okay.
6.5 is way too much for me. I think there'll be extra motivation with Ben Johnson returning to his old squad. 6.5 is a lot for me. I think Lions win, but they don't cover. Rams at Titans. This is like an interesting spread. Rams are 5.5-point favorites. Here's my thing. The Rams D is coming along. Like they started coming along last year. They looked good last week. For that reason, I'm taking the Rams.
4 straight. I'll take the Titans to keep it close just because it's west to east. And I think it's just going to be like a beat 'em up game.
Wow. I'm predicting 2 Cam Ward turnovers. You heard it here first. 2. Patriots at Dolphins. Miami is a 1.5 favorite.
I'll take the Patriots. Listen, I know the history of Patriots to Dolphins in September. It's 96 degrees. Everybody, blah, 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 blah. The Dolphins looked fucking awful last week. And when you talk about them looking awful offensively, I think, you go, oh, well, maybe whatever Mike Vrabel saw from last week, whatever fucking holes he sees, he is going to exploit that. Give me the Patriots to win the game.
I agree on this one. I do. I think Vrabel's a good coach, and I think McDaniel he's been overrated, and he's getting exposed now. Did you lose something?
I did. I'm gonna lose something. All of a sudden, there's just like black shit everywhere. I don't know what the fuck it's from, but it has me concerned.
What do you mean black shit?
I don't know. It's like black. There's like I don't know. It seems like some sort of soft plastic or and I'm just like, but where's it from and why is it all over me?
It's Mike McDaniel cursing you, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so we're both going to go with the Patriots there. Saints at home against the Niners. No Brock Purdy.
I know what it is. It's these there you go. That's exactly what it is. It's the earphones.
Okay. No Brock Purdy.
No Brock Purdy. Who's starting for the Niners?
Let's look that up. It's a good question. The Niners are still 3.5-point favorites.
3.5-point favorites. It's a home game for the Niners against who?
No,
Sorry.
It's in New Orleans.
And who's starting?
Let's see. Who the hell is starting?
Carson Wentz?
Damn. Okay. No George Kittle. No Brock Purdy. No Brandon Ayuk. Who the hell is starting for the Niners? All right, let me just pull up their depth chart here real quick. Mac Jones. Return of the Mac.
No way.
I forgot about him.
It's 3.5. And I'm first or you're first?
I think I'm actually up here.
Okay.
It is. Where are we at? Sorry. It is 3.5. That's a tough one. Saints kept it close last week. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah.
Especially with
this
no
is
Kittle.
I can't think of a game I want to watch less than this suddenly.
Yeah. I know. That's a bad one.
Feels like one of those games where Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are running the ball back and forth between each other's 30-yard lines.
Yeah. Those poor Saints fans. You're not going to be too much twerking watching this game. Actually, they still will. They'll be twerking. They'll be having a good time. All right, Bills and Jets. I know what both of us are going to say. It's at MetLife. Bills are 6.5-point favorites.
I can't believe it's that low.
Yeah, we're both going to go with the Bills, clearly.
I might buy that. That might be a value. So far, what did I have? I have a couple. I have one money line pick in there. The 1.5 point. There's a 1.5 point dog. Oh yeah. So I might go money line Patriots parlayed with like a Bills. Like I'll buy it up to 8.5 or 9.5 or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's a blowout, too. I'm not putting anything into the Jets offense week 1.
Listen, I'll put plenty of it into the Jets offense weekend. Okay. The Jets, who going into the season I thought would have scored 3 points in this game, will score 17 and lose by 34 points. Because the fucking Bills scored 40 points last week on the fucking Ravens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Bills are putting up 30. They're putting up a 30 spot at least. This should be a good one. Seahawks at Steelers. Pittsburgh's a 3.5-point
Little
favorite.
DK Metcalf revenge game.
He looked good, dude. He was moving last week.
This you said it's 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks because of that 0.5-point hook.
I agree.
And also, like, I'd be more shocked if the Seahawks started 0-2 versus the Steelers starting 2-0.
The Seahawks did lose last week, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then again, they also
I think the Steelers win the game. It's a home game for the Steelers.
it is. I keep forgetting they got Sam Darnold though too.
Yeah, I think the Steelers win, but I don't like the 0.5 point.
Yeah. All right, Browns Ravens. How do the Browns respond? This one's at home. I'm sorry. Did I say Ravens or how the Browns? How the Ravens respond? They're at home, 11.5-point favorites.
Ooh, 11.5.
If for the record, the Browns always play them tough, man.
I know.
Like always.
I'll take the Ravens to fucking smash the shit out of them.
Yeah, I am too. The Browns offense, just like, dude, I don't even know who they have. All right, so we're both going to go Browns there.
No, we're both going Ravens.
I mean, that's what I mean. Sorry, Ravens. 11.5. All right, finally on to the 4:00 games. This could be an interesting game too. I'm actually, this is a game I wouldn't have foreseen before week 1, but now I'm like, where's this game end up? Broncos Colts in Indy.
In Indy.
Denver's a 1.5 favorite. Denver has a great D. Indy's D looked good last week. Broncos offense looked bad. With it being just a 1.5, I think it's basically a pick game for me, who I think is going to win. Dude, I'm going to go Colts. Look at me.
Ruther fucking on the Danny Dimes train. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay. Imagine if the Colts start 2-0.
Colts start 2-0, and during the course of the week where Daniel Jones goes 2-0, the Mets don't win a single game. I will legit kill myself.
I'm just picturing, and he kind of looks like him, to be honest. Now that I think about it, I never thought about this. I'm picturing Jim Irsay doing an Undertaker just popping up from like half field. He kind of looks like he's got you said it. He's got a wrestler face.
Yeah.
He's got wrestler vibes. Walking out into the field with
Jim the Anvil Irsay.
Your boy Andrew Luck as like his hype man. Everybody gets a freak.
Yeah. He's got the urn.
Yeah. Everybody stand up.
Jim.
I don't know why I'm picturing Luck wearing a genie hat right now.
Yeah.
His little chest hair.
Just Andrew Luck turning into Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay, brother.
Rub the lap for some luck.
Look here.
He works for Stanford. He's like their
Snap into a Slim Jim Irsay.
I think he's their GM.
Yeah.
I think he's their football team GM, whatever the hell that means now. Okay, Panthers Cardinals.
You should come to Palo Alto.
This one is in Arizona. Look at this spread. Arizona's a 6.5-point favorite.
Against who? Carolina?
Yeah. You're up first.
I'll take Carolina.
I'm going to take Carolina too. 6.5 is too big for me. Ooh, I didn't realize this was already happening. Eagles, Chiefs. Eagles are a 1.5 point favorite. I think the Chiefs win.
Let's do it.
You agree?
Yep.
I think the Chiefs bounce back. They've had a nice layoff, an extra couple days, and they're
Also,
under.
just you've got the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Chiefs, Eagles.
This has turned into somewhat of a rivalry across conferences.
Yeah. I think it's that bounce back, and then people go like, "Oh,
G. Marty Hunt wants to bet."
I'm good," but
No,
well, we can talk about it. We could do like a Miller Lite bet or something like that. We go fucking 6-pack of Miller Lite, just a friendly wager. I'll take the Chiefs and the points straight up. Or if you want to go my 6-pack to your 12-pack, and we'll just bet on the money line. That works too. Now you're probably thinking that's crazy. That's 2-1, but it's not really. 12-packs don't cost double what a 6-pack costs. G. Marty Hunt, if you want to do a Miller Lite bet, you know where my DMs is. You have access. I've always loved G. Marty Hunt. At this point, I feel like Gene should just move on to a different franchise. Such a good guy. We got to get him out of the grips of Philadelphia sports fandom.
Why would he want to get out of the grips of Philly? He's seen recent 3 Super Bowl appearances,
Andy,
2 wins.
But listen, is success more important than
He's not out there eating dog. He's not out there eating horse poop.
They're eating the dog poop.
He's not eating,
They're eating the poop. They're eating the pee-pee. They're eating the shit. They're eating the piss.
So we both think Kansas City bounces back.
Yeah. Well, I listen. My thought process is entirely on this being a home game. If Philly was playing, if this was even on a neutral site, I think I'd take the Eagles. But you have the chance to be 0-2 and lose to the team that you lost the Super Bowl to.
Got your ass kicked
at home. There's a reason it's only 1.5 and everybody's down on the Chiefs and high on the Eagles. Vegas knows.
Yeah. All right, Sunday night, Falcons and Vikings. This one is in Minnesota. Minnesota's a 3.5 point favorite. What do you think?
I'll take the Falcons.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins in the quarterback room knows all the fucking KOC tricks. This is a Kirk Cousins revenge game.
Well, it's a half point. I think that for me is
it's a
half point.
Vikings.
So I'm saying 3.5. I'm saying that half point for me is I think it's a field goal game.
Yeah, exactly.
2 3-point game right here. Okay, Bucks Texans. We got 2 Monday Night Football. We're back to doing this again. Here we go. 7:00 early Monday Night Football. Bucks Texans. Houston's a 2.5 point favorite at home. I'm up. I'm going to go with. I'm gonna go with Tampa.
I'm also gonna go with Tampa. I'm gonna. Did Houston win week 1? No, they lost to the Rams. I'm gonna say that Houston starts 0-2. I think we get a prime Tom Baker game.
Houston start 0-2 and the Colts start 2-0. Is it going to happen? The Jags start 2-0 now.
And then the division still comes down to whoever wins 8 games.
Yeah. All right, this next one I'm up for, or No, I think I just went first. Chargers, Raiders. Chargers are 3.5-point favorites in Las Vegas.
In Vegas.
No fucking way, man.
Well, only because you said no fucking way. Give me the Chargers. I mean, they just won. They looked fantastic
They
in
did.
a Brazil game.
They did. They looked good. That's insane to me to be 3.5 in Vegas.
I agree. I think it should be 2.5. I think it should be 1.5. Really,
Yes.
1.5. I think it should be a 1.5 point.
They're on the road.
Yeah. But I didn't think the Raiders would look as good as they did, which wasn't that good. But I didn't think they would look as good as they did in Week 1. Now we do have a Pete Carroll Harbaugh matchup. Did Pete Carroll used to own him, or was it I can't remember which way he used to go when they were there. There was that weird 3-way. Remember when it was like the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks, and the Seahawks would always beat the Niners, but the Rams would always beat the Seahawks. That's giving me a little pause. But since you took the Raiders, I'll take the Chargers.
Let's pull up the old record. They're pretty split, man. Pete Carroll's 5-4 against Harbaugh.
Okay. Well, let's make it 5-5.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Gino. That place is going to be turned in Las Vegas.
Can somebody Photoshop Geno Smith onto a horse so we could have Geno Marty Hunt?
I thought you were going to do the opposite. Geno Smith's face. Oh, wait. Did you say G. Marty Hunt's face over Geno or the reverse?
No, the reverse. Geno's face on riding a horse.
Yeah, that's a kind of, an early nice little who's going to start 2-0 game.
Yeah.
Everyone is all over the Chargers now. Everyone is all over.
Not me. I was all over the Chargers weeks ago.
I was all over the Chargers last year, the year before last year. I was like, I'm not doing it again. I'm just not.
Yeah. The reason I was on the Chargers this year is year 2 of Harbaugh and Herbert together.
Well, look, I think my stubbornness wouldn't allow me, but I should.
But I also believe that I think the Chargers have a chance to win the division, have a really good regular season. I still don't like them, and I don't like them contending for a Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. Those are week 2. We had a lot of different picks this week.
Yeah.
Do we have time for a call or two?
Yeah, time for a call or two.
Oh, let's play this. I don't even remember.
I'll get my plugs in while you queue them up, because right after the show, I got to take a quick shower, post-surf shower, jump in the car, head down to Escondido in San Diego to do Grand Comedy Club. I'll be there tonight, but don't come tonight. Tonight, I'm just working with some fucking guy from the internet, some God knows what, Love is Blind person or fucking 90-day fiance or some shit. But tomorrow, I'll be down there with my buddy Jay Moore, one of my favorite comics of all time. Opening for Jay, 2 shows tomorrow night, Escondido. I think it's 6:30 and 9 or 6:30 and 8:30, something like that. And I'll be down and around San Diego all day. Maybe surf tomorrow, maybe play some golf. So if you're in the San Diego area, come out tomorrow night. Grand Comedy Club in Escondido, joeprano.com for other shows coming up, which I have a bunch of.
Okay, cool. This is one I forget. This I have titled this weird hypothetical. I think this was for you. Let's just play it.
Okay.
Andrew, Joseph, Adam Lane, number 1, Indiana Dirtball. Got a question mainly for Joe, just Andy, because I don't know what teams you follow, but feel free to answer. If you could choose any player from any of the teams that you're a fan of and put them on a different team that you follow. So, for example, if you want to take a football player, put them on your basketball team, whatever, who would you choose? Where would you put them? And second part of the question, Joe, I will let you go ahead and explain to people why you would not
take anybody else and put them on a baseball team because that would be a fucking disaster.
Yes.
All right. That's all I got. Condoms are for football teams that have no idea who their quarterback is year over year for a fucking decade. Let's go Colts. Stay dirty.
Hey. Spoke to her. Week 1.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty obvious, at least what sport going to what sport answer for me. I think I'm pretty obviously taking a basketball player off the Knicks and putting them on my football team, as we've done this time and time again. I know the fucking NFL players of the world want to be like, they'd shit their pants and die if they even had to do 1-2 a days. I think I could pretty safely say that if Josh Hart can get 9 rebounds a game while playing with fucking 7-footers, that he's winning every single jump ball in the NFL. So I'm going to go. Not only am I going Josh Hart to the Giants, I'm going Josh Hart to the Giants in some sort of Travis Henry. He plays receiver and safety.
Interesting. Kind of like it. Yeah, I'll just sit this one out because we all know, like, fuck the Bengals. Which will lead me to this question for me, actually. I think this is a good question.
Hey, Joe and Andy. This is Nick Alessandro calling from Ann Arbor.
No, it's not. It's Andrew Luck. I'm on to you, Luck. I'm on to you. You're not Nick Alessandro.
This is definitely not Andrew Luck calling from
Michigan. So I have a Cincinnati-related question, but I would like to hear both of your answers on it. So
Nick D'Alessandro sounds like he has this question for you, but he doesn't want us to know who's calling. So a current affair has blurred out his face and his voice. So now
current affair blurred out the face. I love that 4 people are going to get that reference. That's great. R.I.P. current affair.
Best to worst, the 3 owners I'm about to list. So Marge Schott for the Reds, the Castellini family for the Reds, and then the Brown family under Mike Brown since he took over in 1991. Best to worst, would love to hear your opinion on it. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
It's not out of breath, bro. What are you doing, Luck? You on the treadmill?
It's like I'm running through the woods after I buried a body. It's not a big deal.
So, but I appreciate the question, Nick. I put that question in a group chat here in Cincinnati, and it turned into a heated, not heated. I shouldn't use the word heated. Like everybody was like, "Oh, how do you rank these shitty owners?" Marge Schott, and we weren't just doing sports. We were factoring everything. Like Marge Schott said Hitler didn't start that bad. Marge Schott was a racist. Right. It's like we were weighing all these factors of like, oh, Marge Schott was a piece of shit. Well, Mike Brown's not like a racist, but he's a piece of shit. Like,
sure he is.
He probably is. A 90-year-old white guy. We're just weighing all those, and we kind of all came to an agreement in our chat. It's funny. I
love that. I love when there's a consensus.
Like that makes
it an official answer.
Yeah, we all came to an agreement. The race, the blatant, openly fruits wear earrings. Hitler didn't start bad. I think she said the N-word a few times. I don't even remember. Marge Schott's number 1.
Best owner.
Okay.
Because you're separating the art from the artist.
Well, at that point, we all agreed. We had separated the art from the artist. We basically,
you're like, Runaway is still a banger.
Oh yeah, it is a banger, by the way. Our thing under Marge Schott was okay. So she owned the team from 84 through 99. 15-year run. They weren't the best. They won it. They swept the favorite Oakland. They made it to another NLCS. They made 3 playoffs. They have the best winning record of those 3 is Marge Schott. So we're like, oh, the racist wins, and her fucking probably racist dog shitting all over the fucking field. So she wins. Then it boils down to, okay, the Castellinis are the Browns. The Bengals have made a Super Bowl. They made an AFC championship. The Reds have never won a playoff series under the Castellini since 2006. But we end up agreeing that my brother basically made this point. He goes, so we're going to give their 2 winning seasons credit. The 2 main players on those teams were Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow that like are slam dunk picks, basically.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't go Chase, they would have gone Sewell, who's been a slam dunk as well. So like,
and you don't get those guys unless you're terrible.
And that was my brother's like, this is the argument. The stadium's awful. They do nothing for the fans. He's like, the Reds have just swung and missed at a lot of like signings. You go there. It's a great experience. The prices are pretty good. They do family night. They do $1 hot dog night a lot, $2 beer night. They have playgrounds all over the stadium. They have statues of all the Reds greats, a big Reds Hall of Fame. And that was like my brother's final point was like, there's not a single statue of a Bengals player. There's nothing for the fans.
Who the fuck are they going to put up? TJ Hushmanzada?
Anthony Munoz. Start there. But so yeah, that was the consensus. It was
they don't because he's probably racist.
It was Marge shot. The Castellinis, where are you going to go? And then he's like, basically the consensus was, I'm not giving the Bengals credit for, like you said, for being so shitty on like those years where they get a good quarterback or whatever. Like at the end of the day, winning matters. And they won something under March shot. So I hope you're happy with this answer, Andrew Luck.
Acceptable. Bazinga.
But don't you think that's the right rationale?
Yeah, I like it.
Dear God, Justin, get the fuck out of the text. Hushmanzada statue. He put that in caps.
Yeah. I think his phone just automatically autocorrects Hushmanzada to all caps. You know, because these phones get so good that they're learning. Every time he types it all caps, and they're like, okay, that's what he means.
I think Justin, I think you gotta remember when Hushmanzada had that rat tail. I think you gotta get, and if you don't want to do it, get like a fake rat tail that you rock, bro. Rock it. Get a hairpiece for it. I don't know what
you definitely sell a hat with that like clipped on it, like that coming out of the back of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin though. Justin's a working out machine these days. The guy's like down like 20 pounds or something like that.
Good for him.
Ready for football. Ready to give it all back though. But you don't have to give it all back because 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Just stay light.
Yeah. I've actually been working out too. Let's get it up. Let's do it. Let's do it, Justin. Those are the calls. We do have
I've been my only workout has been surfing. And I said to my wife, I was like, I haven't cut my hair. I've barely cut my beard, and I haven't worked out since since we got married. I go, I'm gonna end up looking like Fat Thor. And she goes, what's Fat Thor? And I showed her Fat Thor from like the Marvel movies. And she's like, I'm kind of into it. I was like, that's it. I literally never have to work out again. But I have been surfing a ton. So that's good.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of calories. Hotline 859-832-0478. Give us a shout. All right, guys. I think that's the show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're going to wrap it up. Have a great weekend. Enjoy football. And as always, stay dirty.